In January 2018, 11 historical markers were placed around Clemson University following a vote passed by Clemson's Board of Trustees that created a task force with an initiative to better inform both students and visitors about the university's history. The task force is charged with creating a comprehensive plan to include, but not limited to, any recommendations regarding curating our historic buildings and memorials, developing better ways to acknowledge and teach the history of Clemson University, and exploring appropriate recognition of historical figures. Riggs Hall, constructed in 1927 by Rudolph E. Lee, stands on the corner of Fresnel Street and Calhoun Drive and is currently home to the College of Engineering, Computing, and Applied Science. Riggs Hall is one of the 11 buildings to receive a plaque denoting its history within the university and is part of Clemson's second historical district. The plaque, a historical marker, creates logos by giving information on key dates in the building's history, background on its construction, and a small biography for whom it is named, Walter Merritt Riggs. The marker is about 9 feet tall and is coated in dark bronze paint. It resembles an antique street lamp, and the marker is uniform with the other 11 signs that were also erected at the same time. The design creates pathos by invoking a sense of nostalgia, blending with the time period and architecture of the building, which is classified as Italian Revival. An interesting design feature of Riggs Hall that is also noted by the marker is that 5 grotesques, or figures, protrude from the exterior of the 3rd story. Though it is not detailed on the marker, these 5 grotesques are modeled after previous faculty members. As for the main body of text on the marker, the lettering is detailed with bold, white, and reflective paint, making it easy to see and read. Even the font, which is noted to be gaudy old style, keeps with the theme of the overall design. Because the sign was created by the university, we can safely assume that the ethos and information on the marker is credible and factual. However, what can be said about the wholeness of the aforementioned information? How accurate a picture does the marker paint of the building? Built after the burning of Mechanical Hall in May of 1926, Riggs Hall was dedicated and named to Walter M. Riggs, who was extremely influential during his time at Clemson and was most notably the head of the engineering department as well as the coach for the first football team in 1896. It was also because of Riggs that Clemson began expanding its academic offerings and departments. Through the appointment of a study committee chaired by Rudolph E. Lee, architecture was added as a discipline in 1913. This is the driving factor for my choice in the study of Riggs Hall and its marker. As an architecture major, I am very interested in the history of the architecture program and its inception. Though Riggs Hall is predominantly engineering, its roots with the architecture department are a part of the program's history and saw incredible growth for both engineering and architecture departments as they expanded into Kennard Hall and Lee Hall respectively. It is understandable, then, that the marker focuses heavily on the topic of engineering and only mentions the architecture department once. The only other connection the marker makes to the program is found in the mention of Rudolph E. Lee, architect for numerous buildings on campus and founder and head of the architecture department. Overall, the marker completes its task of informing students and visitors of Riggs Hall's history. The information remains objective and accurate, highlighting key information and dates while staying mindful to never overwhelm the reader. It is interesting to note the marker's absence of anything abject, such as using convict labor in its construction, like the Hardin Hall marker, or being named after a controversial figure such as Benjamin R. Tillman for Tillman Hall. Almost all of the buildings within the 2nd Historical District, constructed between the early and mid-1900s, have markers that are devoid of any abject subjects. It is markers like this that serve to provide historical context about buildings and sites within Clemson University and offer students and visitors an opportunity to have a deeper connection with the university.